Welcome to Yoga with Tracy. Today's class is a 25-minute full body tension release where we'll be easing body stiffness with yin yoga. Hi, I'm Tracy. Let's begin today's practice lying down on our backs. Keep the knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Allow your back to settle into the floor and have the palms of your hands resting on your belly. Throughout today's class, you'll be hearing the sound of the rain. This is such a lovely and natural way we can trigger a relaxation response. Allow your breath to become slow and even. A smooth, steady breath in and out through the nose. We'll be holding each of the yin postures for around 2.5 minutes today. But don't worry about the time, I will keep this for you. Do become aware of any new sensations and where you feel these in your body. Just remember that everyone's mobility and flexibility will be at different levels, so always respect your limits. Today's first posture is called reclined butterfly. So have the feet and legs together. Allow your knees to drop out to the sides, making a diamond shape with the legs. Taking the arms out to the sides, elbows bent into a cactus position so we can open the chest. As we allow gravity to open the hips, if you do find this getting too intense, place some blocks or identical props under your knees for support, and this will stop you from overstretching. As you surrender into this pose, I will now remain quiet. I want you to start to feel calm and peaceful as we give our first yin posture the opportunity to open both our chest and hips. Bringing your hands to the outside your legs and gently lift them back to centre. Drawing your knees into your chest, taking your arms out into T position, and as you exhale, lowering your legs over to the right. Head turning to the left for 5 slow deep breaths. Inhaling, draw the legs back to centre. Exhaling, legs over to the left and turning the head to the right. Drawing the legs back up to centre, placing the feet back on the floor and then rolling over onto your stomach. Coming up onto your forearms, have the feet a comfortable distance from each other and relaxing the buttocks. Palms remaining flat on the floor. Lift up as you straighten the arms. Now, according to the sensations in the lower back, you can adjust the distance in your hands away from the body, to the sides or forwards. But if the compression is still too much, then come back into Sphinx, resting on your forearms. Seal is a wonderful way to tone the spine and also to receive a lovely stretch in the stomach. So primarily you will feel the compression in the sacral lumbar spine, but also receiving tension in the front torso. Feel the sensation of the breath. Long, slow inhales and exhales. Gently and slowly lowering your torso, placing your hands under your shoulders and pushing yourself up. It would be really nice to spend the next couple of minutes in child's pose, so bring your seat to your heels and slowly folding forwards as you lower your upper body onto your thighs and your forehead to the mat. Arms forwards, paying attention to your breath and making sure you soften during the exhales. Changing the arm variation, bring them to your sides, palms facing up. Feeling that subtle change in the shoulders. Enjoying 1 more minute in this incredible calming pose. Coming out of the pose by coming onto your hands and knees. And moving it into sleeping swan, but today with a twist. From all fours, bring your right knee forwards behind your right hand. Lean a bit to the side and check how your knee feels. If the knee okay, flex the foot and move it forwards. A knee feels stressed, bring the foot closer towards your hip. Begin to lower forwards onto your forearms. Then threading your left arm under your head and turn your chest to look up. Left ear and cheek resting on the mat and raising your free arm up and behind your back. If this is too intense for you today, then come back into sleeping swan, resting on your forearms. In each pose, you want to find the right amount of stress. If you're experiencing any pain, you've pushed too far, always back out of the posture and come into a softer variation. Slowly releasing, coming back onto your hands and knees. And before removing on the other side, allow the hips to rock side to side. Drawing your left knee forwards, and repeating on the other side. When you're ready, lowering your upper body and twisting over to the right. Making any adjustments, it will take your body a few moments to relax and then find your stillness. Releasing from Sleeping Swan, coming back up onto your hands and knees. Curling your toes under, hands just ahead of your shoulders, and pushing your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Relaxing your head between your arms and straightening the legs as much as comfortable. And you may like to paddle out the feet a few times as you really enjoy the stretch at the back of the legs. From downward facing dog, begin to walk your feet forwards to the middle of the mat. Standing with your feet about hip width apart, knees can be bent as we allow the spine to round, clasping the elbows with opposite hands. You will now find yourself in the position called dangling, where we get to decompress the spine. If you're looking for an easy option, you can try resting the elbows on your thighs. We want to be feeling sensations along the spine, all the way down to the neck, and applying gentle stress to the hamstrings. It's okay to have the legs straight or bent. Find the right amount of stress for you, and then finding your stillness. Releasing the hands to the floor, we're going to move straight into a position called squat. Take your feet about hip width apart, maybe right out to the edges of the mat, and feet turned slightly outwards. Squatting down with your arms in front of you for counterbalance, knees tracking in the same direction as your toes. And when you're all the way down, placing your hands in the prayer position, applying gentle pressure from your elbows into the knees to ground the pose. If you find your heels don't touch the floor, you could try supporting them with some folded blankets or some blocks. In Yin, it's not about how it looks, but how it feels. So if this posture is not right for you, try placing the hands back down on the floor or coming into kneeling. Holding for a few more breaths as we stress our ankles, knees and hips. Releasing your arms behind you and lowering your seat to the floor. Stretching your legs out in front, and it will feel really beautiful to rotate the ankles a few times, flexing the feet, pointing the toes. Notice how you feel, how you've allowed your body and mind to slow down. And with that in mind, lowering yourself down onto your back and finishing today's practice in Shavasana. Feet about hip width apart as you let your feet fall open on either side. Bring the arms alongside the body but slightly away from the torso. Turn the palms face upwards and letting the fingers softly curl in. Tuck your shoulder blades into your back for support and make any final adjustments as you're completely comfortable. Breathing naturally, eyes closed, relaxing the whole body, the face, the jaw, observing any thoughts and emotions that arise and letting them fade away. Gently bringing your attention back to your breath to help you remain present. Gently start to deepen the breath. Begin to bring some movement back into your toes and fingers. Bending your knees, feet flat on the floor and rolling over to one side. Using your arms to gently push yourself up and then coming into a seated cross-legged position. Before we finish today's class, I just want to say a big thank you for joining me in this practice, and also a big thank you to all my subscribers. I really appreciate your support. Bring your palms together in front of your heart space, thumbs up to your third eye, and bowing forwards, whisper Namaste.